Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier. Wait a second. Sorry. My name is Gaia Anesidora and I am back on this channel with a new video, which isn't an animatic because I was bored. But don't worry, it'll come eventually. And no, I'm not actually as young as I sound, okay? I actually don't sound this young in real life either. This is a new format I'm going to call Hazbin Rewrite and Redesign. As you probably guessed from the title of this video, basically the only reason this thing came to be is because I was really into Hazbin redesigns and really into AUs, and I really thought that Hazbin had some potential that VivziePop wasn't using. And so I thought, well, if I really think I can do this, well, why don't I try? And why don't I tell people about it? This thing ended up being unexpectedly long. And so here we are with the first video of a whole ass playlist I'm going to get out about the most important characters probably, which are Lilith and Lucifer. There we go. As you can see, this is a traditional piece, and this is the piece in which I just show the designs and by themselves on a grey background. As you can see, I'm fixing up the sketch, the Lucifer sketch, and then I start off with coloring Lilith. Simply starting, my Lilith looks a lot different from the canonical one, or well, the original one, because in fact we will start by talking about my research. Basically, Lilith doesn't exist in the canonical texts. She is not in the Bible. She's only mentioned once, at least the word Lilith is mentioned once in Isaiah 34:14, where the prophet describes the desolation of Edom. Wildcats shall meet with hyenas, goat demons shall call to each other. There too Lilith shall repose and find a place to rest. The King James Version translated this as screech owl, while other translations render it as night monster or night hag. You might have noticed that, well, obviously this isn't Lilith, this isn't what we're talking about. So we have to start a little bit further away, in Mesopotamia, where the word Lilith derives. Specifically, in the Akkadian word Lilu and Lilitu are a class of demons or spirits in Mesopotamian mythology. Specifically, the first one is male and the second one is female, which are night spirits associated with storms, disease, and sexual temptation. Two other figures associated with Lilith are Lamassu, which was a female demon in Mesopotamian mythology who threatened pregnant women and infants, and Ardat Lili, which was a female demon believed to visit men in their sleep, much like the later incubus-succubus traditions that became associated with Lilith. Now, let's go back to the Jewish traditions, where Lilith actually comes from, as a character, and not just a couple of mythological figures from a different time and place in a different religion. Well, the alphabet of Ben Sira is a medieval Jewish composition from around the 8th or 10th centuries CE. It contains jokes, parodies of biblical stories, and content that sometimes borders on the obscene. This is probably where VivziePop gets her information, as in fact, well, I understand why. The alphabet of Ben Sira narrates how Lilith began arguing with Adam after their creation. When Adam insisted she lie beneath him during sexual intercourse, Lilith refused, claiming they were equals. She then uttered God's ineffable name and flew away from Eden. The Lord sent 3 angels, Senoi, San Senoi, and Semangelof, to retrieve her. When these angels found Lilith near the Red Sea, they threatened that if she didn't return, 100 of her offspring would perish daily. Lilith accepted the punishment and vowed in turn to harm human infants. As you can probably guess, this is the interpretations that I decided to go with. Obviously, 100 of her offspring will perish daily. Doesn't that fit perfectly with the exterminations in Hazbin Hotel? Obviously, they aren't her offspring, but in some metaphorical way, they might be interpreted as such. Now, as I've said, she isn't in the Bible, not, as a character. That's because she was probably developed differently. Probably through Midrash, which is the act of filling in the gaps and resolving contradictions in the biblical text. This is basically an ongoing conversation with the scriptures. It's something really interesting. I stumbled upon this during my research. Now, we also have traces of Lilith in other texts. For example, still during the medieval period, in the Zohar, the central text of the Kabbalah from the 13th century, Lilith appears as a complex figure, a demonic counterpart of Shekinah, the divine feminine presence, and the consort of Samael, a satanic figure in Jewish tradition. Now, the Zohar develops the concept that after Adam's separation from Eve, he couples with female spirits, including Lilith, producing demonic offspring. In this Kabbalistic text, Lilith is associated with the Sitra Akra, the realm of evil opposed to divine light. Incantation bowls, found buried beneath threshold in Jewish homes from Babylon, show how hardened Jewish people were related to Lilith. They contain spells to bind Lilith and protect women and children from a harmful influence. Lilith is oftentimes associated with infant mortality, as I've said, by her children dying, and also her killing other children, as taken from the Mesopotamic influences, but she is also depicted as a sexual temptress, as I said. In fact, she's often described as a beautiful woman from the head to the navel, by burning fire from the navel down. Now, as you're probably noticing right now, I have drawn fire in my drawing, but I've also drawn water. Why is the water? Well, that's because in the alphabet of Ben Sira, we are told that she was found near the Red Sea, and so I wanted to add that to my design in some way, a nice way. The water turned to fire, I think, is a very nice touch, but I made it so it's a bit biased. Obviously, as you're probably noticing, my Lilith is darker skinned and obviously has black hair. That is because I made sure that she would reflect the appearance of people from Palestine, the place where her legend comes from. In fact, other than her skin and facial features and her hair, I've also had some Palestinian art and Palestinian symbols. For example, the anemone coronaria, which is the flowers that she has in her hair, the red flowers. And also I have added Palestinian tatrits, which is the embroidery on, the bands around her neck and around her hips. Tatrits is an ancient Palestinian craft that has been practiced for centuries. Geometric patterns, symbols, and motifs inspired by nature are depicted in it. As a great supporter of Palestine, I made sure that everyone who knows a little bit of its history knows what I'm inspiring this design from. And this project has only made me more attached to the cause, which I was already really attached to a lot of time ago. And as you probably see, my Lilith is topless. That is to represent the fact that she's a sexual temptress, but also because I really don't care. And her jewelry, her golden jewelry, which I think you can still see because it's a little bit blending in with her skin, is Babylonian, from the old Babylonian Empire. Hopefully you understand my rejection of the pale blonde Lilith from Hazbin Hotel, also because there are tons of pale blonde characters in it, and I found that kind of weird, at least for such an inclusive show as it says it is, and as the fans say it is. I am kind of a fan, but it's a bit relative. I think I can do this better than Vipsy Pop, which I don't really, because I'm not an animator, I don't write, for shows, and most importantly, my designs are more for books than comical shows such as Hazbin. I myself have a completely different approach than Bipsy Bops. I'm more of a serious person regarding this, as well. The redemption of characters is a very serious topic, and you can't really just treat it like as it is or as Hazbin does it, which is sure interesting, but not as in-depth as I hoped it would be. As I've said before, the show has potential. It has a lot of potential, but it isn't exactly used for how it should be. It just ends up being something funny and entertaining to watch, and not something thought-provoking. Anyways, we are now seeing me design Lucifer, and as you're probably seeing, is completely white. Now, you might not be understanding anything very well right now because it's, well, in the very early stages, but my Lucifer is actually made of light. That's how I think angels should look. This is how I imagine Lucifer, rather than a humanoid thing. Well, it looks just like a man. My Lucifer is still short. My Lucifer is still, well, he still has a human shape, but he isn't a specific gender, he isn't a specific person, doesn't have features, he's just a ball of light. Obviously, as you are probably noticing, I haven't colored in his hands and feet. That's because I kept them black, but they aren't actually black, they're just not shining. As you can see, I'm adding a lot of jewelry, specifically on his hands, and, well, everywhere actually, and that is just to, well, emphasize his shininess. How can I say it? It's like a Pokemon, it's shiny, but, well, it's just an angel. Most of them are like that. Even though we know that Lucifer is a very powerful angel, we know it from season 2 specifically, from how only his power was able to destroy the protective layer that heaven had made. Well, he's completely naked. That's because he's not a man, he's not a woman. He's a ball of light. It doesn't have genitals. It's just a thing. He's just a ball of light, and that's what I like about my design. Other than the fact that obviously it's a morning star. Naturally, I mean, obviously it's going to be a star. It's going to be shiny. Whoa, I'm sorry, my throat hurts a lot. Now, there isn't much to say about Lucifer. That's because everyone knows who he is. The only thing I'd like to specify is that I identify my Lucifer with Samuel, Lilith's consort. That's because, well, technically Lucifer and Lilith aren't married in any text. That's just a modern interpretation of the relationship, which is never mentioned. That said, Samuel was an archangel, and many actually interpret Lucifer as being seraphim. In fact, in the Italian translation, in the Italian dub of Hazbin Hotel, in episode 5 of season 1, during the song, we have Lucifer saying he's a seraphim. And other than the fact that currently in the video my head is in frame and covering everything, well, Lucifer in Hazbin, I think, is actually a very cool rendition of him, which many people didn't like because it didn't fit their idea of Lucifer. But it isn't supposed to fit an idea. This is actually made to contrast that same idea, so criticizing it because it doesn't fit it seems like a waste of time. Anyways, these are my finished designs, my Lucifer and Lilith design, and now I'm going to show you some other pieces I made. This is actually the diary in which I did all my research. It took a lot of time. Here is my first design actually. It was made very quickly, and it took me some time. Here's Sebastian Tatris, the Red Sea, the 5 fashion. I tried to explain everything here, but then also multiple pages of information, which I partially read for this video. That is very, very long research. And those are the figures I talked about. And all of the, well, let's just say there wasn't much information on Lucifer. Much information I cared about. That's my first Lucifer design. Though stayed exactly the same, both stayed the same. And that is my child pages. Basically, I had an issue. I had no idea what Charlie was. We're going to talk about that in a second, because here is a spread I made on my other sketchbook. This has actually all of the Palestinian taffets on her hips and her neck, and it's a lot more detailed than the other drawing that I did. Here we go with the comparisons about the detail and their face. Obviously, this is pretty much the same thing, just a lot more time. And here on this side is something different. Kiki, Razzle, and Dazzle, which are one single goat, and I find it pretty cute. And then that there's Lucy, same from the back, same thing, pretty much. I just couldn't make it white on white. And that's Charlie. We're going to see her in a little bit of time, actually, because I have a bit of a trial for her design, which is probably going to change soon. I'm going to ask you for help with it because it's necessary, really, because I have changed it a lot, as you can see here. This is my first design for everybody. My Charlie was very creepy, actually, and my Lucifer is still completely the same. He just lost his eyes. Happens to the best of us, I suppose. That's and that's Lilith. She was actually based off of Aphrodite, but changed rather quickly. This is where I'm going to need your help, because while I didn't want her to represent an animal, I felt that she looked very, very average. But I don't care. I'm going to show you, and you're going to tell me what I should change and how, because, well, what's better than some discussion, actually. As you can probably guess, here I was trying to buy time because I didn't like the sketch, actually. But you know what? It was the first page of my second sketchbook, and I didn't really care. I'm not one that really cares about how sketchbooks look. This had to look good only for the video, actually. Anyways, here goes the same top, the same design as you saw on the spread before. The same top, pretty much. Also, I think I added something. Well, the stripes, I didn't color them really. I didn't really like how this was going, mostly on her face. That's why I kept on changing it later. But here you're probably seeing my difficulties, and I didn't even like the sketch, so I didn't hope for it to look better. And I obviously didn't want to redo it, so I just let it be. You know, I don't care. But I was suffering here because I didn't really like it, and you can see. I mean, I still don't. But that's why I'm here. I'm here to ask you how I can fix this, mostly. I mean, not in the drawing aspect, but in the actual design aspect. Here you can notice I gave her a cane, but I didn't give Lucifer one. That's because she has her father's cane, and I thought that would be cute because I don't think she actually should wear her father's suit. That's because her father never wore a suit, even though he wears clothes sometimes. He just for fun. And here we are with the snake I tried to add in because she was initially based off of a snake, though then I threw it out the window. But I mean, I could take this back. I mean, if you want to, because I really have no idea what to do now. You can see I'm putting much more care into the flowers than her. That's because I hated it. But there goes the only drawing that I really liked about this page. and it's, well, the first one I actually made, and as you can probably see, I'm putting a lot more care into this, although, well, it still didn't come out right. I still see a lot of issues, and obviously the design is my favorite, but this was rather quick, and it was late. It was very late at night, actually. Okay, I will be fully honest. I was tired. I didn't want to do this anymore. It was the first page of my sketchbook. I did not want to do that. But still, it came out rather decent. Still below my average, but normal. And I really liked adding her thigh gap. I don't know why, because I'll probably delete it. As you probably see, my Charlie still has that masculine figure, and basically no chest. That's because she's also rather genderless for a character. I mean, she's literally the daughter, well, the child of Lucifer, which I don't think has sex. He does have sex, but doesn't have one himself. He is a ball of light, to remind you. It can have, however, a human form. And here goes the drawing in which I think she looks like Charlie Kirk. Please be honest, be fully honest. She looks like this. Oh Jesus. Anyways, here goes. The only thing that I like drawing about that page, which is the tree. For those who you do not know, I love trees. I really like trees. You saw one in the other drawing too. It's specifically apple trees. That's why I only draw trees. Draw a lot of apples. And even though I hate them, and here goes the only thing that I liked doing. That is before I add a little bit of color, because I hated myself and I had just received it, so I wanted to add it. It's called, I don't know. Anyways, if you want to skip this part of the video, you can. Please do it. I hate this drawing. You can do whatever you want, and you can tell me whatever you want. You can change to another video, but this is probably the least fun part of it. I mean, I hated this. Sometimes I still look at that drawing. Jesus, my head. I look at the drawing and think, damn, that's surely good. I don't know why. It just that doesn't look like Jesus. Oh my God, they have the same name. Oh Lord. Oh. It was written in the stars, in the morning stars, and Venus. And for those of you who do not know, Venus is the morning star, but then we don't talk about that. It was written. And I'm just, well, I've been doing this voiceover for like multiple hours. I'm tired. I want to go lay down. I want to rest my voice because it's slowly disappearing. And most importantly, I want to finish this video and get it out and get going and leave this world, specifically because I'm on vacation and I'm not supposed to make videos on vacation. But you know what? I don't care. I never cared about rules. Thank you for watching this video, and as I've told you, please tell me what to do with Charlie specifically, because she's a very difficult character, and I think that not knowing what she actually is, whether she's a Nephilim, which I don't think she is, still, it's rather difficult thing to do. I've had lots of issues specifically with her, but it's something I will need help with, and specifically with her actual character, because obviously it's a bit difficult with the character who doesn't have any, well, who isn't in any texts, because obviously I can research on Lilith, I can research on Lucifer, but I can't research on Charlie, because Charlie doesn't exist, and I find that difficult. She has no time period until she was born, apparently 250 years ago. But in hell, which starts the question, what culture is there in hell? And then I need to shut up. Bye.